Welcome everyone, this is Elena Badea. I am the Managing Director of the Training Consulting and Executive Coaching Company Valoria, and this is my podcast, The Secrets of Success. And today I'm very happy to introduce you to very special guests, and you will soon find out why. One of them is Jake Warren-Simpson, the Chief Commercial Officer of Diverse Interactive, and Chris Knott, Senior Account Manager with the same company. Hi guys, thank you for being here.
Hiya.
Hi.
I'm very pleased to be talking to you about this very important subject for me, the immersive content. So please, let's start by just telling to our viewers and our fans, what is it that you do at Diverse Interactive?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the Chief Commercial Officer. My role within the business is to ensure that not only are our clients happy, but sort of leading the strategy for sales, marketing, and finance.
And yeah, I'm a senior account manager at the company. I work quite closely with Jake, but deal a lot more with the kind of creative side of projects, try and build the creative aspects with clients, and then work quite closely with them to, I guess, make sure that that's delivered on against what's going on inside our studio.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And tell us a little bit about your activity. What are the type of projects that you do and the type of clients and solutions that you have at Direct Interactive?
Yeah, Chris, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, that's fine. So, I mean, Diverse Interactive cover quite a lot of touch points, but I guess to summarize it, I'd say that we're a digital experience agency. Now, obviously, that's quite broad in the sense that digital experiences are vast in the current climate. So I think to touch on some of the summarized touch points, things like virtual reality, augmented reality. We work quite closely with our corporate clients on a lot of their e-learning modules. And then we deal a lot, obviously not so much at the moment, in experiential out-of-home events. And really, I mean, our kind of role is to solve solutions. So if you've got a problem, no matter what it is, no matter how big or small, we try to, I guess, fix that using kind of technology and cutting edge digital interactives.
Yeah, and it's for us, our vision is to help businesses and organizations connect to their consumer and employees through the use of innovation and technology.
Yes, and it is the high time for that, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. We were busy before the pandemic, and the last sort of 12, 14 months has really accelerated our industry and sort of pushed and forced that to the forefront of everybody's minds. Yeah.
Well, so which are the current trends that you see on immersive content and interactive experience solutions?
So we're seeing a lot of a higher demand for interactive content. So the last year, everybody's been working remotely and very tired and fatigued of just talking through a laptop or a computer. So brands are coming to us and saying, how can we connect to our audience by doing something different, adopting new technology, just to give our consumers and customers something nice for them to do, but also stand out from our competitors.
I think as well to add to that, I guess the end is nigh, or we can see the sun rising on the horizon. So a lot of brands now are starting to gear up slightly more towards this post-pandemic world and events. I think there's going to be quite a big push to kind of make the loudest noise outside. Everyone's been stuck inside and we've kind of become slightly desensitized to a lot of pure play digital channels. Whereas now you can combine those two things. So as Jake said, how can we combine technology and kind of the outside world, which will almost feel fresh to everybody, and kind of make the biggest billboard, the loudest noise?
Yeah, and I want to also emphasize on the fresh part, on the fresh type of an experience that it can provide, especially in e-learning, because I work with automotive companies, I work with retail companies as a consultant, and there is a huge need for e-learning. At the same time, they need a fresh type of an experience with the e-learning.
Yeah, a lot of businesses were sort of moving more into e-learning because the reduction in cost and the scalability is fantastic. But what we've all seen is you can't have loads of people go to a classroom type of environment now, but we work with clients that have got mandated training that they have to give to their employees. And how do you do that if you don't have an infrastructure in place? So we've helped some of our sort of key clients to transition more into a digital world and embrace sort of the virtual technology to help them fix their problems and challenges around delivering training to their staff.
Is this going to be the future? Are we going to have immersive experiences for in our schools and universities and in corporations?
It's the present. It's happening now, right? So the technology curve and the revolution that we're in, it's not going to slow down. It's just going to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. What we want our clients to know that they have in us is the ability to sort of put their faith into allowing us to deliver and maintain their level of innovation is current with the market, so they don't feel like they're being left behind. They're always sort of delivering sort of new content, new experiences, new technology, and yeah, it's one of those programs that it's a big thing to start, but you have to do it. Like you have no choice. It's happening in all markets, all industries, and we just don't want anybody to be left behind.
I think as well, I guess there's an argument to say that certain aspects of human interaction in business are vital, and by all means technology won't replace that. I guess we see it as an enhancement to the activity and especially to training. I mean, there's more benefits than a kind of pandemic world and that remote working to e-learning. I mean, the benefits are exponential in terms of how you retain information. For the business, you're able to report on how that information is being retained. You can have everyone on a level playing field. Everybody's following the same structure. Everyone's learning the same thing. So you take away human error from it. But no, it's not going to replace completely human interaction. But as Jake's mentioned, it's going to hugely enhance it within business.
Yeah. Now that we have laid out a little bit the subject, let's see what would be one or two examples that would outline the solutions that you provide and the benefits that the client can get from your solutions.
Yeah, sure. We've recently delivered for one of our logistic clients a VR training solution that takes the training to the employee rather than the employee to the offsite training. Mm-hmm. Hugely scalable across every business unit. It's a digital solution, so you do get the return on the capital employed because you have to invest up front, and it does take a number of years to get that. But just touching on sort of what Chris said, this technology, it's not designed to be a replacement, but an enhancement to the current strategy, better and reduce costs at the same time. So what we've done for our client, we developed a full motion simulator that when you're sat in the vehicle, you put the headset on and you feel like you're there. You've got a steering wheel in front of you, and you're in the training content for sort of roughly 15 minutes. At the end of that, you get like a video printout, technically, of your results, and the trainer can look at it and go, yes, this is great. There's no need for any further training. Or very quickly you can see, okay, yes, the learner needs to, or the driver, we need to spend a bit more time sort of focusing on this area to improve skill set.
Fantastic. Please.
No, I was just gonna say, in terms of another kind of sector where we're seeing a lot of pickup as well. I mean, in terms of FMCG and retail, product visualization, I guess, over the past few years has kind of come into the forefront as brands like IKEA doing the AR products inside your own home. But I guess we've seen everything from pharmaceuticals all the way down to consumer product and fashion and beauty, is that this product visualization, actually being able to put the product onto yourself, try it onto your skin, your face, your hands, your body, is kind of now much more prevalent, because people can't be all touching the same things within retail spaces, especially in cosmetics. It's just a non-option, at least for the foreseeable. So I guess using augmented reality, face tracking, and using that in retail spaces, both inside and outside of the home, is vital at the moment. You can essentially try anything on that you'd have to previously go to a cosmetic store for within your own home, because you can track it against your face. It works across fashion. Obviously, it's hugely scalable. So I think as another kind of huge area which is going to see a big growth will be technology within kind of the retail space on that front.
Yeah, and when we look at this capability within marketing, the possibilities are truly endless, right? So as a brand, there's nothing more powerful than being able to get your product into somebody's hands virtually while they're at home, and they can have a branded experience while they're sat in their living room with their partner, and just making it super easy for them to buy the product. And we've found, or everybody knows, that if you can visualize the product better, you're more likely to go on to purchase that. So yeah, we've got really forward thinking cosmetic clients where they're really pushing the boundaries on what's possible. As an example, if we've got a product which is a lipstick, let's say, you can try the lipstick shade on at home through your phone in a browser. You don't need to download an app. So we're getting rid of apps, so there's no sort of barrier to get the marketing content. It's all delivered through a website, and I can see what I look like with different shades of lipstick. And once I've found my favorite color, I can just hit buy and it just comes straight to my house. It's fantastic.
It is. And I cannot wait to see that taking over the retail in Romania as well, at least the cosmetic part of the retail, because it's fascinating and it's a different type of experience. And with that being said, I have this quick question from the top of my mind. What would the company need to absolutely know and understand before embarking on such a project with Diverse Interactive?
Okay, so adopting new technology for businesses can be quite scary, because it's a risk, and at the moment not many people are wanting to take extra risks, but we've all got new problems and challenges that we need to fix. And when we're looking at the possible solutions for how you're training an audience or connecting with a consumer, the obvious choice at the moment is looking at a digital solution. So what I would like everybody to understand is that it's accessible right now. It's happening. You can do this, but it can be. It's not the same as working and delivering a print campaign, for example. There's lots of different layers and levels and parts of the projects to think about and consider. And when we're working with global brands, there's the deploying it to different markets and different regulations with different sort of legal and compliance stuff that we've got to think about. So yeah, it can be a really exciting opportunity for businesses to look at this space, but look at it as an opportunity to be potential market leaders in your industry. Less than 5% of companies out there at the moment are using this technology, and they're already staking their claim. They're taking over, and if you want to compete at that level, you need to act now. We're not waiting for the future, like you said earlier. It's now.
I think I think just to add to that, something to consider before embarking on kind of these types of projects, which I chatted to Jake about briefly earlier, is I guess there's no idea that is too big or too out there to be able to translate into this technology. So no matter how obscure or complicated or large or small this idea is, or this concept is, or what it is you need to achieve as your end product and your solution, there is a technology set available at the moment that's industry leading that can solve that for you. And I guess that's kind of where we come in, is that we'll look across the board holistically at actually maybe what you're thinking isn't the right thing for you, and you should be focusing in this area. Not everybody's an expert in that space, and there's a lot out there. So I think it really is get everything out on the table that you possibly want to achieve and your final end goal, no matter how large it is, and there is a way to do it. So that's something that we try and, I guess, explain to our clients quite often, that, no matter how big it sounds, there's a way.
And is this only for big companies, only for corporations, or how do you see it?
No, not at all. It's for everybody. Every business has got a product or service that they want to sell. And what this technology allows them to do is demonstrate their offering through a different digital channel. And what we've seen over the last sort of just 10 years or 10 to 15 years within digital is that there's new things coming out, new platforms coming out, new technology coming out almost like every day. And it can be very, very overwhelming for clients to go, right, we've got a digital team, we've got a web team, we're going to stick to 3 or 4 main social channels, the website and our blog, and then we want to drive footfall to our brick and mortar stores, right? But you're neglecting everybody else who's online, and the beauty of how connected this technology is that local businesses can go global overnight. And when you think about that concept, that even 10, 15 years ago, it was quite hard to connect at that sort of global level. Whereas now that we're seeing like young adults starting up new businesses in their bedrooms, getting millions of followers, building a supply chain and selling through an e-commerce store that they've set up with no experience in a couple of days. And they're building pretty impressive businesses from that. So when you take that mindset of trying to dominate in this digital world, when you have that mindset in a business that has the capacity to deliver or execute on the thinking, yeah, you've got some really great opportunity.
And would you say that there will be in a number of years a internet of 3D VR representations, like a virtual internet version of the internet?
It's happening, really. There's all of the big players are trying to build their own at the moment. When like the iPhone and bits came out, even now you've only really got two sort of main sort of communities. You got the Apple and the Android, whereas within specifically VR, it's still quite fragmented, and no one has really created an ecosystem or a community yet, and I say yet because it will happen, that has come out that consumers have just gone, this is the platform that I'm going to adopt. Because every company within the industry is trying to claim ownership of it, there's no sort of unity across hardware providers. So that is one of the challenges that we have when we're talking to our clients is, well, if we're going to deliver training, well, let's just specify one hardware or one VR headset that we're going to support and focus on that, rather than the 10, 15 that are out there at the moment. So when you look at the gaming and entertainment sectors, well, they've got quite a tough job on their hands, because if you want to create the best VR game, you have to build it for lots of different headsets at the moment. If I was going to build an app, I've only got to build it for iOS and Android, really. So yeah, that is one of the challenges at the moment. But we will see. I mean, we know Facebook are working on it. Facebook own Oculus. Their vision is to connect people, 2 billion people on their platform, to VR. They started doing that 4 or 5 years ago by embedded 360 content into your news feed, 360 photos and videos. So they're getting their consumers aware of the immersive content. And as soon as the hardware becomes affordable for the consumer at home, and when you go and buy your new house, for example, you go, oh, I've got to buy a new TV, I'm going to get Netflix, and I need my VR headset. As soon as we've got that, then yeah, we will have like a VR community. If I was to put my money on it, I would say I'm not sure Facebook would be the first, but they would probably stand the highest chance of success of doing it, because they've already got a user base there. They're working on the hardware side at the moment, and that they're heavily investing in this. If you look at Apple, they're doing the same thing. That they're focusing more on augmented reality. There's rumors about sort of AR Apple glasses that are going to come out. The rumors always seem to say it's going to happen next year and next year and next year. So we haven't had anything official from Apple yet that's concrete, but we know that it's being worked on.
Yes. So thank you so much for taking the time to come on my podcast. I appreciate all your insights and thoughts that you've shared with us. One final question, the one that I always ask at the end of the conversation. In your opinion, Jake, in your opinion, Chris, which are the secrets of success in business?
That's a great question. For me, it's about the people and the team that you have around you that are all connected on the same vision, and you're all sort of delivering a mutual you're delivering that vision collectively. And just being able to be adaptable and nimble, especially in the current climate. It's you can't get set on a too strictly on a plan if the parameters of that are going to change. So yeah, I'd say those two things.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think for me, probably to touch on what Jake said again, I think the team and who you have is vitally important. I mean, we're quite lucky at Diverse Interactive that we have an enormous amount of different skill sets and an enormous amount of different aptitudes within every single touch point, from development to design, and then even to kind of our client services and creative teams. Each person that is within that has their own set of skills, and I guess we work quite hard to make sure that each person's doing that area that they're good at, and it brings it all together. So I just think, from my point of view, that's kind of the key, really.